Hey, welcome back. It's Trader Clay. Thought we'd just go over a quick market update on a few things, see where the Bitcoin's at, Ethereum, SPX, Bitcoin dominance, and ETH Bitcoin ratio. Yeah, so for starters, we're just on the monthly with Bitcoin. Kind of consolidating just up here, just like we had down there. So we're kind of in this, you know, 3-month consolidation after pushing up out of this consolidation. So not much to see on the monthly other than, there's some buying down here. It's slowly curving up, so potentially we could see some upside. We're just approaching the mid-range. I've got this kind of marked off as a range on the weekly, which I'll show you. If we go down to the weekly, I've got this kind of weekly level here that I think we would look a little better if we closed above. Yeah, we've basically been ranging for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. And we're yet to kind of see whether this breaks out of the range to the upside or the downside. I've got this week here, basically, that I've got this weekly range from beginning of December mapped out, and it's kind of encapsulated a price ever since. If we go down to take a look at the 3-day, I just kind of like to work from the high time frame down to the lower time frames. And yeah, same thing in the 3 days, just more broken down, more fractal. It goes up, tag the bottom of the range, sweep all these lows here, and then we push up, we swept the highs. Now we've come back down, we've swept the low, SFP, and we're kind of in the process of potentially going higher. It's kind of a bullish engulfing candle. I don't really trade on pattern candles, but it does add confluence to my order block price action type of trading. So that's the 3-day. If we go down to the 1-day, then we can take a look and see we're in this period of consolidation, and kind of a nothing, not much going on in here, just kind of ranging in this really tight 4-day range. We've kind of started to expand a little bit. I mean, if you're trading and you're making money within this on the lower time frames, then you've got some skills, because it's not as easy as, picking bottoms, picking tops. It's a little more difficult when it's in a tight range like this, but nonetheless, there are trades to be had if you look down the lower time frames. Go down to the 12-hour. This is one of my kind of favorite time frames to trade. Going from the top down, I end up at the 12-hour. I often do H12, H1 trades, or go down 4-hour, 1-hour, 15-minute even. But a lot of my trades are kind of framed within the 12-hour ranges. Yeah, so I mean, what do we have here? If we grab a fib, pull a fib from here to here, and I haven't talked much about fibs, but I will kind of get into that and explain a little bit. I consider like the 0.618 down to the 0.79 kind of the sweet spot right in here. Okay, so that is an area that large players, entities with large amounts of money, it's a discounted area. So if price is in this range and it's going up, a lot of retail people will be getting long here, and in the inverse, as price retraces, there'll be people putting a lot of stops on here. The big orders, they want a discount. They don't want to buy up here. They see price moving up, huge bullish engulfing candle on the 12-hour. They don't want to buy that. They want to wait, and they want to push price lower. And when it kind of gets down into here, that's a deal, right? That's a deal. And all these people that have gotten short here, they'll push price up, and all these people that have all these stops here are buy orders. They'll have to buy back their positions because they're short and price is moving against them, and as the price goes up, they'll be buying back those positions. There'll also be people getting into longs, and so there'll be a lot of orders when price retraces this move and comes up, right? There's liquidity from all this area, and as price moves up, it'll just push through this liquidity and come up as high as the market maker wants it to. So yeah, I took a trade on the, took a few trades in here, but kind of a good example of one on the 12 H1 H12 H1 trade. It's kind of down here within that 12-hour area. We'll go down to the 4-hour. So between here and here, that's that 12-hour order block. Now price came down and then started pushing up. So how do we get into this trade? If you watch my other video on order blocks, you'll kind of have a little more context. But so this is a 12-hour down to the 4-hour. Now we'll go down to the 1-hour. Right, so here's that 12-hour order block, and we're down to the 1-hour. Right, so the 12-hour is pushed up. So we have this 12-hour market structure here, right? And we have all these lows sitting under here. Then what happens? We get a 12-hour sweep, right? Sweeps this level and pushes up. So if we go down to the 1-hour, within this 12-hour candle, there's this 1-hour order block. Let's change this a little bit. So this is a 12-hour range. The 12-hour sweep pushes up, and what happens? It starts breaking market structure on the hourly, right? So you can see right here, boom, market structure break. So on the hourly, we can say there's a shift in market structure, right? So market structure shifts, pushes up higher right here. The second market structure shift, it's this, I typically use wicks, include wicks when I'm looking for market structure breaks. Just gives a more definite indication of market structure. So we can say, this gives us an indication all the liquidity along here has been swept with this swing failure pattern, and price is pushed up on the hourly. So what do we wait for? Just like my order blocks video, we wait for a retrace to come back down into this order block, and then we look for reasons to get long. We look for another break of market structure. So I always mark out the midpoint of my order blocks because that's typically where a lot of volume happens and a lot of orders are in there. And if we pull a fib as well from the bottom of this to the top of this, and we go like that, where's the sweet spot? Oops. Where's the sweet spot? Sweet spot right there, boom. Comes into the 0.75, so it's another point of confluence. And then what happens? What do? We wait for a market structure break, right? So this pushes down. Now we've got a bullish order block, the down candle that pushes price up and causes to break market structure. So we say, okay, market structure break right there. I'll just take this out for now. And then what's going on? So there's a market structure break. So any retrace into this candle is a buy, right? So then we look up here, and here's another down candle that causes an up move that breaks market structure again, right? So the market structure break 1, market structure break 2, price pushes up, it comes down, that's a buy. You could buy here, put your stop there, and what's that? I mean, see if you bought at the top of this candle, put your stop there, push it up, That's a 2-hour trade, right? So that's kind of what we're looking for when we're taking trades like that. We're taking trades with order blocks. Yeah, so then anyhow, that's a trade I took. Worked out well. Price pushes up. Now it's just consolidating again, and it's not really doing much at all. What I'm kind of seeing is price is starting to kind of curve up a bit. Starting to push, higher highs, lower lows. Here's a low, here's a high, here's a higher low, here's a higher high. Now we're just kind of consolidating. Not too sure. I don't have a trade right now, but I'd see a lot of liquidity through here, right? From here down to here. I mean, even up there. I could see price pushing up and taking out some of this liquidity, and that's one scenario. Another scenario is it just comes down. It's tapped this level like quite a few times. Wouldn't want to see it come down here again. I mean, it's support until it's not support, but the more times a level like this gets tapped, the less likely it is to hold. And if we don't hold this level, there's still, these stops from here up have been run with these swing SFPs, but this stuff down here is still ripe for the taking. There's a bit of a fair value gap here, a little bit kind of thin. There's not a lot of real structure until down there. Maybe just go on the 12-hour to see this a little better. There's not a lot of structure until down, a lot of support to like 74, but I'm thinking this range is not going to last as long as this. And if we break out past here, I think we're going up to 120, 130. But it could range for a little longer. I mean, tag the bottom of the range, so we kind of aim for the mid. If it gets past the mid, we aim to the top. We play it like a range. Right at the top of the range, if it doesn't break out, we look for a breakout and a retest possibly, and then further upside. If it doesn't break out, comes back in the range, then we target the mid range. Gets past the mid range, target the bottom. It's a range until it's not a range. Sometimes in ranges you'll see it go top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, and then if it's going to break up, it'll kind of go down to the midpoint and then reverse instead of going all the way down. So that's kind of a sign that it's maybe wanting to push higher. Inversely, if it's just only going to hit the mid range after going top, bottom, hits the mid range, and then sometimes it'll break right out. But yeah, it's kind of gone through the bottom, kind of gone through the top a little bit. So we'll see what happens. If we go to ETH, take a look at that, see what Ethereum's doing. We'll go on the monthly just to start from the top down. Always start from a top down analysis. This is in kind of a range. I've got this range drawn out here. We've fallen out of this range for a few months, got back in, and then we've come down. We've taken out all this liquidity that was just sitting here. We've taken all that out, and we've just kind of made some equal lows here. This is Bitfinex on, I believe on some exchanges it might have poked lower, but a lot of liquidity has been run and is pushing up. If we go on the weekly, you see how it's swept all this, kind of getting a bit of a I don't know if it's got 20 hours, might close bullish. Might be the start of an uptrend. Not too sure. Too early to tell. Go down to the 3-day. Got a bit of a bullish 3-day candle here. So maybe indication maybe starting to go up. And then we see kind of a curve here, kind of like a bottom potentially forming. See how this day closes, but some what's happened in the past with Ethereum has got this down candle and then it's kind of gone up and retraced a lot of that candle and then kind of gone up and down, ranged for a while. I think if we get back inside this range, back around 28.5, we're looking good to get back up to 4 grand. So we will see. We go down to the 12-hour, kind of something I'm looking at here. Got these equal highs right here, almost equal highs, but 1, 2, 3. So there's a ton of liquidity up here. We've got this 12-hour order block, and the middle hasn't been violated yet. Price has come up and rejected off it, and we've kind of got this. We've got this range within here. So we've kind of this 12-hour candle from back in early February. Price has just been ranging within it. It's gone hit the bottom, gone to the top. Now it's reclaimed the mid-range. I think if we can hold the mid-range, we've just kind of swept these lows here, and I'm expecting a push up here at some point. We've got liquidity here, 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 here. We've got a fair value gap all within here, and not much capping price until this order block up here, right? So I'm expecting price to, at some point, potentially from here, get up past this, something like this, right? Alternatively, we get past here, maybe we come down and we fill in a bit of this wick, and then we'll see. So kind of two scenarios I'm looking at with Ethereum. So that's the, what are we on, the 12-hour? Let's go down to the 4-hour. Boom, we're in the 4-hour. See, it's consolidating over the mid-range. It's kind of dipped down. It's taken out these lows. It's gone into this 4-hour order block here, right? So it just hit the top of the 4-hour order block. The price has kind of reacted positively and it's pushing up. Too early to tell. It's just ranging. Here we are. So it's a 1-hour range. I mean, one thing price hasn't done is come down into this 1-hour order block here. It's kind of an untapped area of liquidity, and price is ranging here. People are getting long, people are getting short. Wouldn't be surprised if price kind of pushes down, wicks up, or wicks up and then pushes down. But in my eye, liquidity down here has kind of been taken. Price is going up, and there's, like I say, this liquidity up here, all these stops resting all along here and all up here, and this order block here, and potentially, I mean, we could go up, but we'll have to wait and see. If we don't, it'll be really interesting to see what price does here. I mean, we've got this kind of wick here and price is pushing up a little, but it's not looking too flash, so we'll have to wait and see. Kind of in no man's land. Yeah, if we start getting a 1-hour market structure breaks here, pushing up, I think that's a good sign to take out this area of liquidity. If not, then we're potentially headed down here. All right, what do we do next? Where do we go? Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. You know, it's going the monthly, and it's gone up into this monthly level that I had kind of marked out here. Can actually redo that. This monthly order block, it's a bearish order block because it's the up candle that caused price to move down and break market structure. So price has come all the way down. It's consolidated. It's pushed up for, man, a long time, since November, like two years ago. And we've kind of made a good tag into this area. Good SFP. And potentially, you know, we could possibly be topping up around here. It's very difficult to say. Or could it just be a temporary pause and we get up here somewhere? Could even poke through this level, but at some point Bitcoin dominance is going to turn around and money's going to flow more into Ethereum and other alts. So probably enough of that. We'll take a look at ETH BTC, because that's kind of the inverse of that, of the Bitcoin dominance chart. This is the inverse of that, right? This has been going down for months. This is on the weekly, at a weekly level marked here, didn't bounce, kept going. You know, it's gone all the way down here. And this week, you know, it's still going down. So ETH is, relative to Bitcoin, has been very weak for a very long time. At some point, it'll start to turn around and likely curve back up. That point has not come yet. And until it does, Ethereum and alts are going to underperform Bitcoin. And if we go over to SPX, this is the weekly chart, you know, still looks strong, still going up. Go down to the 12-hour. Up to the 12-hour. There's kind of, you know, these three drive pattern that's kind of pushing up. But overall, higher highs, higher lows, looking bullish, as you know, over time it usually does. The dollar is interesting. The DXY, I'll put on the 1 month and take a look. I had this range marked out forever, since, you know, basically 2 years ago. It's come in, it's tagged the bottom, it's tagged the top, it's just ranged. Now we've broken through this range, we've come up, and what have we done? We've tagged a bearish order block, the up candle that caused the down move that broke market structure. A lot of liquidity in here. What's it done? Price has come back up, it's tagged, it's come into this level, and it's pushing away. And just for demonstration purposes, we'll pull a fib from here to here, and where's price come in? Sweet spot, right? This is kind of hopefully giving you guys an idea of how to use a fib. How I use a fib anyways, just adds confluence. It's like a measuring tool. So boom, and this, not, I mean, this is a DXY, but you can use this in any chart, any time frame, just to kind of give you an indication of where price might turn around, where it might react from, right? So we know we're coming into this bearish order block, and on the monthly time frame, and so we pull a fib from the high to the low, and we see price retrace back up into this area, right? Giving all those big institutional players a discounted area to sell from. Anything, this is the 50%, so anything above in a down move would be a discounted area. If you're looking for a discounted area in a bullish, bullish sequence, you're going to be looking at, it'll be down here, right below the 50%. So it's just a sweet spot. Pull this fib out, mark it up like I have if you like. Adds a lot of confluence to a lot of trades. Yeah, you can use it quite well. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got to say about the markets so far right now. So that's it. That's all I've really got to. So that's it, guys. Just want to give you a market update, show you a little bit about how to use fibs, give you a little better idea how I trade with order blocks. Like I say, go back to my order block video, check that out. Yeah, thanks. Until next time.